So I think we'll all agree that golf is a challenging sport. Now, for me as a player, definitely a challenge. And as a coach, I get lots of people in front of me who would maybe use a stronger word than challenge. So when I'm hitting balls, and I give this feedback to people when they work with me, I think it's really important that you get great feedback on what you're doing. Now, when I coach, I'm dead lucky I've got TrackMan, but there's lots and lots of training aids out there on the market that people buy with lots of bold claims, but it doesn't ever really improve golfers. So when I hit balls normally with my 7-iron, I feel like I've got good control on my golf swing, but when I hit a shot, and that would be a pretty typical one for me, kind of setting off a little bit right of target, good strike, but maybe launching a little bit high, low point not quite far enough ahead, and a decent distance. So I know what you're thinking, boo-hoo, it's not the worst shot in the world. But let me talk you through what I don't like with my golf swing. So I don't like, at address, I feel like I get the shaft a little bit too straight. I feel like I'd really like more shaft lean. And certainly at impact, I'd like to have much more shaft lean, kind of release the club a little bit later, which would give me more club face control, better strike, and improve my path as well. So I think when you listen to those are things that every golfer in the world struggles with. So the guys at Performance Golf have sent me a training aid that I don't really review a lot, and I definitely don't use a lot of training aids with clients, but this is something that I found really good for me and has been massively beneficial with some of the guys I'm working with. And I've got a video coming, this is the Monday it's been launched for me, on Thursday with my, I'll say mid-handicap golfer, he'll say high-handicap golfer, but the difference with his feel and shots was unbelievable. So, the straight stick from Performance Golf. Now, we'll quickly talk you through the benefits. So, there's a molded grip. Now, as a general rule, I'm not a big fan of molded grip because it implies that everybody has to hold the club in the same way. But obviously your two hands are the only part of you that touch the club, so they're a massive influence on club face and how you swing the club. Now, what I do like with this is you're able to set the grip in slightly different positions. So you can set it in neutral, strong, or strong plus. So that's the first thing I love. Now, for me, I move it into strong plus. So even somebody who draws the ball, you'd think, why would you make your grip stronger? Well, I know for me that if my grip's stronger, it allows me to deliver the club with more shaft lean. And if my club face is a little closed, the further forward my hands are, the more square that club face is. So that's something that definitely feels really different for me. The second part is the compression clicker. So you can move this to set it at your club head speed, which I've never seen before. Normally anything that kind of clicks about how you release the club is all about one speed. And I love the fact that you can really tailor that to your swing speed. And the final thing is it's an actual club so you can hit balls. I think most golfers with any training aid will say, when I've got the training aid and there's no ball, wow, I'm good. But with no ball, there's no feedback. So, and then they get their club in the hand and revert to their old swing. So like I said, I think for me with my golf swing, and I'll play it slow motion here, I think the shaft gets a little bit too upright at address. Lots of the movement's quite good, but then obviously I get a tiny bit of shaft lean at impact, and kind of hands get quite involved through the bottom. So the first thing you want to do with this is set everything up as you want, and then you're going to make a swing. And if you release the club correctly, that'll click in the right part of the swing. So let's see if we can listen for that. So that was really, really late for me. That clicked a long way round. So let's go again. Now that was different, that clicked down near impact there. And that's where I want to feel that happening. Now, that didn't click at all. So let's go again. And that's good. And that for me feels like I'm able to kind of move my body much more out of the way in order to release the club. And I know the more my body's out of the way, the more the club will be that way. So straight away there, gives me a feeling that I like through impact. At address, it definitely makes me feel like if I set up as I would normally, the club face is looking over there. So I straight away have to have a bit more shaft lean at address. I love that feel, but it's really, really different for me. So in the practice ring, I'm able to get the click at the right place. Let's try and get the click in the right place here, and let's see what the shot's like. So the click was really, really late there. And we can see there's the big hook, way left. But we could see low point was further forward, ball launched much, much lower, but I didn't control the club face. Now this is everything I do wrong in my swing, I did wrong there. So let's get that click in the right place again. That's better. And then into the ball. That was closer to what I wanted. It was still a little late. And we can still see there, low point going ahead of the golf ball. Speed picking up, launching nicely. And we can see just that club face control again. So that's definitely for me, that old kind of residual pattern showing up. So let's go again. But this is a very, very strong grip for me. So this is going to help me control that club face with this training aid. There we go, click was in the right place. We can see the low point much further ahead. Club speed 89 mile an hour, launching at 16 degrees, and a much, much more controlled shot. Now, like I said, I think this is a really good training aid. I mean, I've been coaching over 20 years, and like I said, don't use lots and don't get my clients using them, because if you can't hit balls doing it, it makes no difference. Now, if you are interested in one of these though, there's a link below, $139, so 54% discount on this. Performance Golf are fantastic. They offer a 365-day money-back guarantee. So even if you buy it and you think, do a bit of what Ali said, and it doesn't really work for you, you can get your money back. I don't think you will, and I've already had a couple of my guys who've ordered these and are loving it, using it in practice. But the key then is once you've been able to do it with this, can you put your club back in your hand and still control that shot? I'm now not quite as strong with my grip. It's back to my normal feel, but it definitely feels now a bit easier to get my hands a little bit more ahead of the ball. Can I make that swing? And that's much, much better. So we see there's more club head speed. The low point's further ahead. The club's a little bit more from the inside because the low point's moved further ahead. And the face control is much, much better. And even though that's lost a couple of yards, it's a much more controlled shot. So for me, it's always great with a training aid if you can hit the shot. But if you can't translate back to this, I can get that feel. And if I lose the feel quickly, go back to the training aid and go from there. So you can set yourself up again. And that feels so good. Feels like I want my swing to feel. Lots of club head speed. Really compressing the golf ball. Low point a long way forward. Club moving down. Path and face control, unbelievably good. And like I said, you know, if you are somebody that struggles with releasing the club properly, because all we want to feel is that as you release the club, those arms are extended on the way through. But so many guys release early. And with the straight stick, if you do it, you're not going to get the click in the right place. But as I mentioned, if you're interested, there's a link below. Loads and loads of extra videos as well on their website that help you understand how to use it in more detail. If you need to, watch this again. But honestly, one of the best training aids I've seen in over 20 years coaching. Have a go, help your game, it's helping my game. And like I said, there's a really good video coming now with one of my clients.